Hi, it's Pastor Sam back with another episode, 5 Minute Word. And today's word topic is God's sovereignty and the question of, do I trust God? Am I at peace with the guidance of God when I'm uncertain about the future? And that's kind of the thing that I want to talk about today is, why do we have anxieties about our future? Even though we believe in God, we are professing and we know that we're children of God. Why is it that so many times the future scares us, or the future is, it's not something that we're comfortable with? And first, what I want to say is that it's a very natural emotion to have. As a human being, we're not perfect. We're not all knowing and all powerful like our God is. And that's why it's so easy to not trust in things that we can't see. And so how do we overcome that? How is it that we can have peace? How is it that we can trust God with the future that we cannot see? And faith comes into that, but the point I want to make today is, it's not as difficult as we think it is. And the reason why we have anxieties about the future is we forget about the past. Now let me try to unpack that. We forget about the evidence of God working or being with us, that's there in the past, and evidence, clear evidence of, first of all, the existence of God through creation, just the amazing amount of scientific evidence that backs a created universe, not something from nothing or something from chaos or just randomness that we came into existence, but the intricate, as Francis Collins, the head director of the Human Genome Project, looks at the DNA, which is more than a million letters long, and he sees how perfectly it is made. It's the language of God in his own words. The evidence is clear. It's not only the evidence of creation, the evidence of Jesus. God, his claim, Jesus' claim is that he is God. God coming in the flesh as a human being in history. There's no dispute about that. That he was a historic person. Even today's date, 2021, the year, is reference to the birth of Jesus. His death, not only his death, but more importantly, his bodily resurrection. There's no dead body found. In fact, the first theory was that the disciples stole the body. As you well know, these theories. But the problem with that theory is that when a dead body is supposed to be dead and stolen, it doesn't appear. People don't see him. But there's so many people that saw him, they had to change the story. They saw a ghost, and then that doesn't work because ghosts are seen by individuals, not groups of people. And so many people and news of the sightings of the resurrected Jesus becoming spread out, they had to come with the final theory being the swoon theory, as we well know, that they didn't kill him all the way. And that there is so much evidence of that. If you have a chance, read the book Case for Christ. If you don't like reading the book, you can. There's also a movie that came out about that, the resurrection. But there's so much evidence, church history, what happened to the church, the persecuted church, right after the resurrection and ascension of Christ. The thousands upon thousands of martyrs that, when given the opportunity to denounce what they have seen and just say that it didn't happen, go to their deaths, not willing, and telling the world, well, no, we cannot deny what we have seen with our own eyes. This is all evidence, and most importantly, the evidence in our life. If we look at the past, maybe in the moments when we're going through things, we don't realize it, but when we come through, And we can see how God led us through those times, or had a perfect plan. The reason why we have anxiety about the future is that we forget about our past. We forget about the many, many good things, and many, many, not only things in the past, but things that are now here with us, and we forget. So the key to trusting God's sovereignty, to having peace, is looking at your past and now bringing that past into the present. It's a spiritual battle for your state, the state of your mind, your heart, and your body, even your soul. Your spiritual state is everything, I believe, in connecting to your, having peace about your future. So if you look at the past and all the evidence of the past, what Christ has done on the cross, his resurrection, throughout church history and in your life, the evidence of God being with you, remembering that and standing in the present in front of that evidence and worshiping God, praising God, thanking God. 1 Thessalonians 5 says, be joyful always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances. Why? There's a reason why. Because Jesus is Lord, because he's finished the work of Christ on the cross, his death and resurrection, and I'm a child of God. His Spirit indwells within me. Worshiping, thanking God. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything with prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God that transcends all understanding will guard your heart and mind. Philippians chapter 4. So if we have that joy, we have that thanksgiving, standing before the evidence, then our future becomes a very natural thing to not fear, to trust God with, and have peace in all things. So I bless you in Jesus' name that today you look at the past, namely the historic event of Jesus, his earthly coming, his bodily death on the cross, his bodily resurrection, and because of that wonderful good work of Christ, who we've become, and the actual indwelling of God within us, Emmanuel. Worship that, enjoy that gospel, and have peace for your future, and trust God with it. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.